And there we go. Probably just gonna adjust very slightly to get a synchronization going here. I'm not sure, but I think. Yeah. Oh, never mind. That's my stream buffering. That's not them. That's not one of the streams pausing. Okay, looks like they're nice and in sync now. So we've got our standard start for a zero emission speedrun. Go left to get morph ball. And see Scotty having a bit of a rough time with the bugs and with the gamers in the first stream, so he's going to be taking the slower approach here, which gives Ross a nice early lead. But you know, early leads at this point that can easily be made up by RNG in the next minute or two. So this is not a very meaningful lead for Ross yet. So yeah, you can see Ross not quite platforming quick enough to make it past the Ripper. Scotty running into the Ripper though. So see, the first kind of big thing in this run is the cave worm that they're going to be coming up to just after they pick up missiles. So the idea here, the thing here is you kill the cave worm, you pick up 5 missiles afterwards, hopefully for hive room, and then you continue on to bombs. Another thing you can do, we'll see if Ross gets it real quick here. No, it doesn't look like Ross gets it. Second try. I think. Oh. What we would be looking for there is for them to kill the worm in 2 rounds instead of 3, which you can do by hitting 2 missiles on the same frame. Ross got it on the second try. Scotty didn't get it. So that's going to save Ross a bit of time. Scotty's also going in with 3 missiles to hive room, which is the room Ross is in, as opposed to the 4. So Scotty's going to be losing a little bit of time here over Ross, but again, this early in the game, you know, that's not necessarily meaningful. So Ross having a nice clean hive room. He's through nice and quickly. And then looking for Scotty not to fall down here. Yeah, no problems. Scotty's through the hive room, so we should be seeing a pretty solid bombs time here from Ross. That's kind of the first big milestone that a lot of runners will use for their first split. So we're going to be seeing Ross kind of kill some enemies for missiles here. Gets nothing because he's not at full health. And that's because Ross opts to do late Brinstar, whereas Scotty will be doing early Brinstar. So you can see Scotty being a bit more reckless with his missile usage.
Yep, the divide between early and late Brinstar is the first major split we'll often see in 100% races. Basically, the difference being that Scotty, once we leave the room outside the bomb room back into the vertical shaft, Scotty will bomb jump upward, and Ross will just go straight down back the way he came and head directly to Kraid.
Yep. Both routes wind up being very close in time. Both have advantages and disadvantages. Ross is through the bugs without taking any damage, which is good, but wow, he's been having some very unfortunate luck with missile drops. So that's the big disadvantage of late Brinstar. You need missile drops for Kraid because you don't pick up enough missile packs to get through everything you need missiles for. So Ross is going to be farming a little bit. Whereas Scotty's just going to be going. But this statue is one of the big reasons why these are as close in time as they are. This is a long cutscene that Scotty has to watch. And he's also got to perform a few tricky bomb jumps. But
yeah, that's the thing about early Brinstar. It's safer for Kraid because you have more health and more missiles, and if your movement is flawless, it's also generally faster, but it also has a few more tricks that messing them up costs you time, which should be
you need to skip both refills in Norfair for it to be faster. I think Ross is being very aggressive with his missile usage here. I saw him use one to kill a bug earlier. I'm in his position. I would try to conserve as many missiles as possible. So, because I don't believe he's gotten a single missile drop. So it is a bit of RNG for Scotty. He's just gotta wait for these bugs to get onto the plants. And they are not being particularly kind to him right now.
They're just in no hurry today.
Yeah, they are taking their sweet time. So, Ross going to be coming into Kraid at about 541. Yeah, about 541. That's a very, for early Brinstar, that's a very, very strong time into Kraid. Or sorry, for late Brinstar. I don't know why I always confuse those two. But so at this point, we're going to be looking for. Hopefully, we'll have a good race, and Scotty and Ross will be about 2 minutes apart at this point. Or it'll look like they're about 2 minutes apart, I should say.
Yep, we're not going to know exactly how far apart they are until when they start heading back toward Turian. So that's quite a few minutes away.
Yep, so these routes will be converging more or less actually really at Longbeam, but man, Ross is just having a really unfortunate time with missile drops today. I don't think I've seen him get a single one.
And Scotty pulling off the more challenging of the bomb jumps with on the second try there.
Yep, that was his second. I thought it was his first. Okay.
He didn't get hit, but he had to fall back down to avoid hitting a ripper, so we lost a little bit of time. But otherwise, it was still pretty clean.
Okay, Ross gets the wall jump up there. It's nice. Ross is gonna be taking a lot of time to farm here, and that's enough to make up the routing difference between early and late Brinstar. Oh no, Ross. Oh man.
Yeah, because the thing about Russ is about to go fight the acid worm. The acid worm takes 30 missiles to kill, and then after that, you want to have 10 missiles after you get the acid worm's drops. And so, given his luck, you hope he gets the drops, but you never know because you need 20 almost immediately after.
So, hopefully he gets good drops, but with how his drops have been, I can't blame him for taking a third farm there.
He gets fantastic drops. He's in great shape.
Yep, no ammo problems for Ross for the first time all run.
Yeah, he'll be getting this missile tank here and another one on the way, which gives him over 20 missiles, which he needs to deal with the giant side hoppers on the other side of Kraid.
Yep. And looks like Scotty will have a sub-8 Kraid entrance. Barely, but it's there. That's always a good mark to see for an early Brinstar. So Scotty is going to need the same number of missiles, but because he's coming into Kraid with 32 as opposed to 22, he shouldn't have many issues with ammo. And Ross is totally fine on ammo, and Scotty will be moving through this part that Ross just went through now. So you can see Ross using an extra missile there because he has it.
Another thing worth mentioning, you're going to see Ross coming up on it here in a second. We're doing the diagonal bomb jumps, and Scotty's going to be doing the first one here in a moment. That's one of the other things about the 100% route is that normally casually you'd have the power grip for this section, but without it, anyone running 100% is going to have to do diagonal bomb jumps to progress, which is a bit tricky to pick up early on, but neither of these two are going to have any trouble with it.
Yep, I would not expect either of these two runners to have issues with bomb jumping. Both of them are exceptionally competent. And Ross, again, not getting too lucky with missile drops. Missiles here aren't critical as they are earlier, but they're really nice to have. So now we'll see Scotty dispatch Acid Worm.
Yeah, you generally like to have maybe 6 going into the most boring room in the game just so you can deal with all the side hoppers if necessary.
Yeah, Ross is only going to have 4, so he's going to be looking for a good pattern. And Scotty's barely fine, but he's fine. Let's see. Missile management in the early game is probably, I would say it's probably the single most important thing, but after you get through the giant side hopper route in Crate, it's not nearly as big of an issue in this category.
Yeah. There are about maybe 2 or 3 spots where you have to really keep your eye on things. Missiles here, health going into Norfair, and then power bombs late game. We'll talk about that when we get there.
Yeah. So, Ross is going to be... I wonder if he's going to go for the refill glitch. No, he's not. It's tough to get a refill glitch on that statue because you don't have Spring Ball. But basically, the refill glitch has the refill cutscene play at the same time as the item acquired cutscene, and it saves you a bit of time.
Yeah, it's an extremely tight window, though, because you have to basically land Morphed Samus on it while the item is spawning, which is, 1 or 2 frames? It's very tight.
I think there's 4 frames before the item appears, but you obviously need some of those frames to fall through the item without picking it up. So, Ross is going to be coming up to Kraid here.
It's time to see if all that practice paid off.
We'll be looking for him not to do what he just did.
Oops.
That's okay, he at least gets the good backup.
Yeah, the thing there is while you're falling, there's about a 4-frame window. Oh man, all those missiles.
11-11 into Kraid. Into Kraid's room for Ross, that's not too bad. And Ross, okay. That's a 3 round, it looks like. Yep, that's a 3 round for Ross, but that's obviously not what you go for. You go for the 2 round, but 3 rounds without falling down is completely acceptable. So there's Scotty making his way through the boring room. We'll probably see him try the fancy strat.
Yeah, that's always one of the things when
he just misses it, so he's gonna do another JBJ there. So Ross has speed booster, so now he's gonna be making his way out of Kraid. Scotty's hot on his heels, so to speak.
That's an important question. Do you think we're going to be seeing any the super unusual strats from Scotty today?
I think we'll be seeing every super unusual strat from Scotty today.
So and
yep, he went for the refill glitch. He didn't use the setup. I don't think I've ever seen it without the setup in a race scenario. I've seen it, but it's very rare. So now, I was hoping Ross would get the sub-pixel shot again. I think we've only seen that once in the tournament.
Yeah, and it was Ross who got it, I believe.
Yeah, it was. So Ross is coming out of Kraid at, I think, 12:54, that looks like. So that's a solid time. Nothing wrong with that.
Now here comes Scotty up on Kraid. Let's see how it goes for him. Let's see if we can get that 2 cycle.
I would think Scotty's not going to have any problems with the 2 cycle, but yet here we are, where Scotty barely gets a 3 cycle. So Scotty's just keeping the hands warm over there. I guess Ross can be bomb jumping his way up to an energy tank in the ceiling. And I think Scotty's, at this point, like maybe a minute 55 or a minute 50 behind Ross. So it appears that Scotty's gained a little bit of time on Ross so far, but we won't obviously know for sure until we get to Torian.
Right. And Ross opts to stop and grab that missile tank on the way instead of getting it during the Brinstar Super later.
Yep, technically that is the fastest way of getting it, but you don't actually see very many runners doing it because the movement... A lot of people find the movement to be awkward because you have to keep the shine charge. But that said, we will definitely see Scotty do it the fastest way.
As soon as you said it's awkward movement, which means Scotty will 100% do it.
Yep, there's 2 criteria to tell if Scotty will do a strat. If it saves fewer than 10 frames, Scotty will do it. Or if it's stupidly difficult, Scotty will do it.
If the time lost for failing it is at least 10 times as much as the time gained for doing it, then he will do it.
Yep. That is a pretty good rule of thumb. So, also another thing that Ross did that technically loses a bit of time is pick up Charge Beam early, but you lose... I don't think you lose any more than a second by doing that, and you do gain a fair amount of convenience in a lot of spots, so...
Yeah, it's not that the beam itself is necessarily useful, but being able to do pseudo screw attacks, and in a couple spots, the beam itself is useful.
Yeah, pseudo screw attack is very useful, especially if you're trying to go for screw attack heal. There's a spot where it can really make things a lot easier for you. I think we'll probably be seeing Ross and Scotty both go for screw attack heal, but...
And Scotty's skipping that missile tank until later, as we expected. Let's see if he grabs the charge beam.
I think he does. He also tanks a missile right off of it, which is odd, but... it's okay. I guess Scotty's not trying to skip both North Air refills in a race. Okay, so now we're going to be seeing Ross going for the... Oh no, Ross.
He's a bit low.
No.
Oh no.
Ross. Oh man, that's an unfortunate time loss.
Yeah.
Okay, that looks good.
The safe setup there is actually just standing on top of the pillar, but it's a little bit slower than doing it on the jump, so...
Yep. So that was an unfortunate incident for Ross, but okay.
That was an unusual strat, but hey, he's back.
I don't think that's what he was trying to do. I think he was trying to jump out of that and accidentally triggered the Shine Spark.
I mean, he was just trying to keep us all guessing.
And maybe he's trying to stay unpredictable, forgetting that this isn't a multiplayer game, really, and that Scotty probably can't see what he's doing. So now Ross is going to try to double bomb jump faster than this platform, which, you know, if you can double bomb jump, it's going to be faster than the platform.
Yeah, it's possible with single bomb jumps too, but it's a lot tighter.
Yeah. They're also having a bit of an awkward time with power grip there. Scotty picking up the unknown item. I didn't actually see what time Ross grabbed the unknown item at, but... yeah, oh yeah, there's something I want to mention. Thanks to Lord Alu just mentioned it in the chat. So 1743 out of criteria for Ross. So Scotty's going to be doing one of the stupider strats in the game here, the criteria Super JBJ. So what we'll be looking for here is that.
Oh man, he gets it.
So that's a strat that very, very few people even go for. The only people I can think of who've gotten it in runs are Scotty and Dragon Fangs, but Scotty uses a somewhat more consistent setup, or so he claims. I haven't personally tried it out, so...
yeah, that trick probably didn't look as difficult as it is, because the thing you have to remember about when you have a shine charge is doing a neutral jump will activate the shine spark, and usually when you set up for a JBJ, you do it off a neutral jump, so you have to do it off a somersault there, which is trickier, but Scotty's got a setup that works for him, and by golly.
It's a very, very awkward trick to do, but it saves about 5 seconds. So that's a pretty nice time save for Scotty over Ross and Criteria.
Yeah, I think that's the only time we've seen it in the tournament so far too, so that's a treat.
He's definitely gone for it in his other matches. I don't remember if he's gotten it or not. So that's 1905 compared to 1743, I think. So I think that's about a minute 15 difference between those runners. So you can see
that slowly closing.
That mishap with the super missile really did cost Ross some time, but not even 20 minutes into the run yet. There's still plenty that can happen. Because
now we're seeing Ross coming across on the first of the heated rooms, which is the...
Yep. And Scotty opted not to get the missile there. He was probably trying to spark across this room. That's a very, very tight spark. I'm I completely forgot about it, and I completely expected him to go for it as soon as I realized what he was doing.
I didn't even know you could spark across that room.
It's very tight. This run I would expect to be done in an hour 15 for these guys. Yep, so now Ross is getting kind of one of the odder items here. So this is one of the big mistakes you can make in a 100% run, is failing to grab this missile pack. Ross, fortunately, has no issues with it. So it's good for Ross that he got that.
You definitely don't want to miss that one, because otherwise you have to pick it up later during cleanup, and that costs you 30 to 40 seconds, I believe.
Yeah, it's about 30 seconds, I think. So now Ross has 262 health. I fully expect him to skip high jump heal here. Scotty, I don't think we're going to see Scotty try to skip both refills, but it is Scotty's, so I'm not ruling anything out.
Hard to say. We'll find out.
It's an odd diagonal spark setup from Scotty there, but yeah, that room that Ross is in right there is one of those areas where Charge Beam can definitely help make things a lot less awkward. So Ross has plenty of health right now, so he should have no issues making his way to Screw Attack, which we can get to using some conveniently placed missile blocks in the ceiling. So Ross has a pretty good setup for this refill glitch. See if he gets it. Oh, easy every time.
No, Scotty.
Scotty, oh no.
Scotty, please, that's what I did. Don't do that.
That's not nearly as bad as it could have been, because Scotty did early Brinstar, so he has a pretty good chunk of energy. But
yeah.
So he's not in any danger of dying here. He could comfortably go for Screw Attack heal with that amount of energy. But I think casual Shine Break there. I think skipping... Oh, Ross with the money... Man, I can't even keep up with all this.
God, he did get money spell. Look at that.
I don't think we'll see Scotty skip both refills after that. I think that pretty much rules that right out.
Yeah, he's going for Screw Attack refill.
Yeah, I didn't expect him to do high jump heal with 280 health, but I was really curious if he was going to try to skip both refills. I don't think he's got enough health unless he tries to do lower Norfair cleanup, which I don't think he even knows, so I wouldn't expect that. Ross coming up on Wave Beam here.
Kind of getting knocked around by the Rocket Rippers a bit, but he's fine. And man, we both get the refill glitch.
Scotty showing the more traditional setup for it. Honestly, refill glitch is the big reason to do Screw Attack heal, because it saves you time over high jump heal if you can do that.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But still, I don't think we've had I can't think of us having a race where both runners get it at the same spot like that.
Yeah. It might have happened in my race with Eagle, but I don't remember. Ross getting the one around Caterpillar, because I can't remember if I got it. Scotty having a bit of difficulty moving through the pillar room there. Okay. Because I saw EOG text mentioning that the setups look the same. I wanted to clarify. It's the same. It's two different ways of doing the same thing, basically. Basically, Ross did a full spring ball jump into the room, and Scotty did Scotty just jumped right next to the item ball. They both have the same idea of lay the bomb next to the item and then fall down onto it. But it's two very slightly different ways of doing it. So Ross is into Ridley. Looks like 24-44. So we'll be seeing...
Nice and quick Imago Cocoon there.
Yep. So hopefully they'll be looking for Scotty to do not much worse than 26:44, but it looks like he's on pace to be like just over 26.
Coming up though on the next thing that could possibly go wrong for Ross and Scotty, and that's the Imago fight. There's a setup. There's a setup for getting a 1 round here, and let's see if Ross can do it.
Yep, there's a great visual cue you can look for here. Ross looks like he's in good shape. I think he's got it. Oh, Ross. Okay, he got the backup, so that's only a few seconds lost. But Ridley's... I thought you were going to say the next thing that can go wrong is just the entirety of this area.
Oh yeah, Ridley is definitely full of all sorts of things that can... Oh, wait, he might have gotten a Mago Spark.
Looks good. Looks like Ross is set up for a Mago Spark.
And he gets...
Yep, easy every time. That saves a couple of seconds as well. So Scotty's making his way through the cocoon. Oh, he's got no trouble with it at all so far.
Not whatsoever.
Nice clean cocoon fight from Scotty. Now it looks like he's into Ridley at 26:20.
Hey, Ross was coming up on the reason why we get the Ice Beam early now.
Yep.
Keep your eye on what he does here. And he's through the floor.
Yep. So older runs used to get Ice Beam late because it was faster, but that was before that glitch was discovered.
The reward is getting into the first of the several missile puzzle rooms in Ridley, which can be really annoying to mess up, but Ross gets through the first one, no problem.
The first one is by far the easiest one. There's just a couple of slightly awkward spots to move through, but it's not nearly as difficult as the other two.
The big downside to not all of them, but about 3 of the 4 of them, is that messing it up often means you have to reset the entire room, which is costly.
Yes. Scotty, this is the 1 round Imago as well, but he also gets the backups, so that's only a couple of seconds lost for him. And Ross, oh no, Ross.
Oh, Scotty. Oh, I thought for a second there Scotty might have missed the Imago Spark, but he gets the setup, and there he goes.
Ross dropped a Shine Spark, so he had to go back for it. Fortunately, he didn't have to reset the room. Does he do the diagonal? Oh, he does. It's always scary when this camera doesn't scroll for that diagonal, but Scotty getting some missile drops there. It looks like he's at 5 super, so it's not a big deal. This is the second puzzle room that Ross is in right now.
Yep.
That one's not that hard, but it is to learn because the moving chain kind of instills, a bit of a sense of panic. But realistically, you have plenty of time. Ross jumping too early on the speed jump. This is probably the most commonly messed up one. It's a 3-frame window, and there's nothing else you can do about it. You just gotta run in and jump at the right time.
Yeah, and that second block on the floor has a missile block right in the middle too, so you have to shoot out the blocks, then shoot the missile, and then hit a 4-frame jump.
Yep. Oh, Ross. Don't do this to me, Ross.
Alright, there we go.
Yeah, that's not a mistake you like to see. That speed jump is very speed jump's very tricky, but you especially don't want to see it messed up that many times in a row. That's really that trick has a way of getting into your head.
Yeah,
at least for me.
No, it does. It's one of those things where when you're not thinking about it, you just get it no problem half the time. But then if you miss it once, then you suddenly start worrying about it, and you miss it like 2 or 3 more times.
Yeah, and you overthink it. But Ross is through the puzzle rooms now. Hopefully Scotty. Well, I want to say I hope he gets through with no issues, but I also want to say hopefully he really screws it up so the race stays close. But.
Well, there's plenty of race left and a lot of things to do, especially later on. So
there is a lot of stuff that can go wrong, and even after this. Oh, Scotty!
I think he got the second
Scotty.
block there for Ross's first jump, so
Yeah, looks like he jumped a little early on that one.
getting it second try to Ross's
Okay.
third, so gaining a bit of time there.
Yep, Scotty gains a pretty fair bit of time on Ross there. So let's see if Ross can get the quick exit from this room. Yes, he does. Very nice. If you fall down in that room, you have to take a ball cannon. Ball cannons are slow.
I guess how you might have noticed from movement is that, especially for certain rooms here in Ridley, you may have noticed that both of them are jumping with a screw attack and then shooting to break out of it before they land. That's because the game is a little bit mean, and
Ross gets the super, and he's going to go back for it.
Can't blame him.
I'm not actually sure if that saves time, because you have to go pretty far back for it. But, was it? I guess Ross got fourth try speed jump, so Scotty actually made up a significantly more time than I had thought.
Must look like for a second and missed one of the tries.
Yeah. So Ross is going to be taking down Ridley with 10 supers. It's not something you see too often. But nice quick Ridley fight. Scotty having a bit of a difficulty with the beam there.
Yeah, it's one of the differences in between 100 and any percent. Any percent, you take a refill right before Ridley, so you don't have to worry about super drops. But in 100%, you're skipping all the refills in Ridley, so you want to get the super drops.
You do have to worry about super drops in any percent, because you want 4 supers after killing Ridley, so you don't have to refill
after Ridley, yeah. I meant more just getting to Ridley is what I meant.
Oh, okay, I got you. Yes, you're not as concerned with super drops. Ross is opting to play it safe and farm the speedway. I can't say I really blame him for that. So, if you get good super drops from Ridley, you can skip farming there and save several seconds. If you're feeling aggressive and you have 4, you can skip that farm because there are 3 of the owls on the way out, and the owls have like a 75+% chance of dropping a super. Ross has a interesting time with Jumpy there. So let's see, Scotty dispatches Kraid with what looked like 7 supers to me. So that's going to be a little slower than Ross's fight, but Scotty still has a pretty clean Kraid fight.
Screaming Lizard is dead.
Yep, and Ross is out of Kraid now, so Ross now is going to be making his way to the top of Brinstar to clean that out. And Scotty...
As a note, we mean Ridley, we swear.
Oh, did I say Kraid?
Maybe.
Whoops.
Ross is,
well, I mean, I'm not wrong. Ross is, in fact, out of Kraid. And he has been for a while. It's not exactly breaking news, but...
You heard it here first.
Yep. So it looks like Ross is out of Norfair at 33-24. Scotty's setting up for Jumpy there. Weird setup, but he gets it. Ross gets a casual super drop that he doesn't need.
Doesn't even want it anymore.
Well, he's got full supers, why would he need it? So now Ross going to be going after Brinstar super here. Significantly easier trick in 100% than it is in any percent.
Absolutely.
And we'll see Ross go for this setup here, which is the middle fastest way to handle it. The fastest way is going to be the way that Scotty does it, where you pick up the missile tank during...
Alright,
excuse me.
And now the difference. Ross has to go back and get that upper hallway, all the cleanup up there. Since Scotty's just going to head straight to Longbeam after getting the Brinstar super. Yep.
So I think it looks like Scotty's maybe a minute. Looks like he's just a little over a minute behind at this point, so I think Scotty should have about a 1-minute lead at this point. So now Ross is going to be doing his little charge beam strats here, which is going to He says it gives him better bug luck, but, you know.
Let's see the bugs like the shiny object. I don't know.
As we can see, that is in fact ruining his bug luck. He's just look at this. They don't want to go there.
And Scotty, no problem getting that missile tank and zooming over to the super.
Well, the thing is, EOD, is that Scotty's already done all this stuff that Ross is doing right now, so he's going to be going straight to Torian, whereas Ross has to take a fair detour. But
Scotty's
yes,
already almost
that
long
was.
beam. Ross still has another. Did he already get the? Yeah, he has 2 more pickups still.
Yep, he's got the 2 missile packs and the long beam.
Oh yeah, this
And
is a
Scotty's
hefty
got long
lead.
beam. Ah, and I'm not with it. Not picking up on the sarcasm. Yeah, this is as sad as it is to see a race be not quite as close as you would perhaps hope for. You know, I can't say that this is entirely unexpected. Scotty has actually kind of freakishly rapidly become a top-tier runner of this game.
Yeah, it's one of those things where even people who knew him before he didn't submit the thing for seeding and he ended at the bottom seed, knew he was good, but he's just his times have just dropped dramatically recently.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Scotty picked up this category like maybe a week or 2 before the tournament even started, and now he's 20 seconds behind Eagle's time, which is no small feat.
Not at all.
There are people who've been running for years that are still minutes off of Eagle's time, so now Scotty's gonna be kind of rolling the dice, get some super drops here in Torian.
Yep, the magic number is 4. Hopefully that you want to have the 4 super missiles from Mother Brain, but having a few extras never hurts.
It's got a very odd setup for that. It's that long room, and he's not getting very good luck so far. Hopefully Ross gets better luck. So, oh, Scotty. Yeah, super drop is so valuable, it's worth going back.
Oh, wow.
Oh, but he got another one, so it wouldn't have even mattered.
Suddenly all the drops.
Wow. Scotty definitely backloading with luck. Ross not getting any right off the bat, but that is okay because we still have enough supers that it doesn't make a huge difference.
Yeah, fortunately, Ross having full health, so he's getting some health drops mixed in there too.
Is Scotty gonna do what I think he's gonna do?
Zebetite skip, you think?
No, Zebetite skip it. Even if you can do it, it's not worth doing it 100%. I'm thinking Mother Brain triples.
Whoa.
I don't think he's got enough supers to make it, like, exceptionally fast, but I wouldn't actually... Okay, he's just blowing them all in the glass.
You got me really excited for a moment there.
I know, I was really hoping we were going to see Mother Brain triples from Scotty, but no, looks like he's just doing the standard Mother Brain fight. So, nice and clean for the most part. Did have a few mishaps with the lava earlier on. Looks like Ross is actually not getting as good super drop luck. So I'll be looking for Scotty to get a 134 on his timer for the escape.
Ross gets a couple of drops though, so he's in good shape going into the Mother Brain room. He actually has enough to 4 supers will just break the tank outright, so he's in pretty good shape.
Yep. So Scotty's had a rough time with some platforming there. I don't think we'll be seeing a 130. 134 from him. I think we'll probably be seeing a 132 or a 131, which is 131. He misses the ship. That's 132 is the standard escape time. So Scotty's sitting through a cutscene. Ross is blasting away at Mother Brain. And a nice clean fight from Ross. So Now we'll be looking for Ross to... We're looking for Ross to get a 133 on the escape. This is normal difficulty. So, pretty much for the most part, everyone runs normal difficulty.
132.
Ross has a better escape time than Scotty. Well, escape timer, you know what I mean.
Now both of them are heading into suitless.
Yes, indeed. So, I fully expect... I would expect both of them to heal. I don't think skipping heals a very bold move in a race, and especially, like, I wouldn't expect either of them to do it.
Yeah, that's a bit too much, even for someone who likes doing risky tricks like Scotty.
Yeah, if one of them was going to do it, I would think it would be Scotty, but I don't expect him to do it. And as expected, Scotty heals. It'd be really annoying for him to throw away this sort of a lead because he doesn't skip the heal and dies. Because if you skip the heal, one hit from any of these pirates will kill you.
Yeah, that's the thing about suitless, is that the pirates do a lot of damage.
Yep.
It's usually not really a concern, because their movements are very... The thing about suitless is it's all very movement-based, and the pirates always move very predictably. So once you get the hang of it, you really don't have to worry about it, which is why for world record runs, you'll often see folks not take that refill, but...
And you also see them, especially at 100%, because the refill takes something around 10 seconds or so. And if you take the heal, you can opt to do damage boost strats on Charlie, and that'll save you, on average, a couple of seconds, but it's almost always less than 10 seconds. So skipping the heal, definitely faster, but also really bold in a race. So you can see Ross, if he had skipped the heal, he would have been dead right there. He didn't get the setup for this, unfortunately.
Let's see, this guy's gonna go for fast searchlights.
Oh, of course he's going to.
Of course he... Oh, doesn't get it, though.
It doesn't crouch. Looks like he probably tried to crouch before he had actually hit the ground. That happens to me quite a lot. And Ross not getting the literally free trip ride or skip.
You say literally free, I've gotten it once in the last month.
Yeah, usually when I say Ross misses something that's literally free, it's pretty, it's sarcastic. Tripwire skip is a pretty tight window to respin and wall jump. So Scotty going through the glass tube here. We'll be back here several times. Actually, that area kind of acts as a little bit of a crossroads for this category.
Yep. And it also involves a very important trick once we get the new power suit, so.
Yep. And Ross opting not to do fast searchlights, which loses about 2 seconds over getting fast searchlights, but it saves him about 5, I think, over missing it like Scotty did.
It's also far, far safer.
Yes, absolutely. So now we'll see Scotty go for Sam Strat here.
I was taking a tumble in that room, but that's actually not necessarily a bad thing. Getting the alarm in that room is one of the places where it's totally okay.
Yep. And Scotty gets Sam Strat, so that saves him about a second. So now Ross passing through the glass tube again, and Scotty's coming up on what Sam Strat saves you. Sam Strat saves you ducking into a saved room in this room. Well, the save room's off to the left at the top of this room that he's in. So it's really not a huge thing if you miss Sam Strat. Ross having no issues with the wall jumps there. That's always good to see. So there's really not too much going on right now. Just both players platforming their way to success. Ross is going to be going for Sam Strat here. I'm not sure if he got that. He didn't. Yep. Ross does not get Sam Strat, so we'll see Ross stuck into the save room. That's not the end of the world, though. It's a very, very small loss.
Yeah. Sam Strat's a bit of an odd strat, because even if you get this set up perfectly, sometimes it just doesn't work.
Yeah. It's not very frequent, but occasionally it will just... The pirate at the bottom just won't be turned around into the wall for whatever reason. I'm not fully sure how it works. So Scotty's waiting for the Charlie cutscene here. Charlie's the big RNG boss of the run.
Yep, you'll see probably both of them take a thing where they run into Charlie intentionally at the beginning of each of the 4 phases of them. And that speeds it up a little bit. But the thing about Charlie is, if Charlie decides he doesn't want to show you the weak point, then you just can't do anything about it. You just gotta sit there and wait.
Yep, damage boosting off of the mirror is something that will, on average, save you time. So, you're generally better off doing it than not doing it, but even with it, sometimes you'll just get horrifically slow patterns, and there just is not anything you can do about it. So we'll see what sort of luck Scotty gets here. Answer seems to... Oh, Scotty.
Oh, no,
Scotty. Answer seems to be pretty bad luck.
That was pretty slow, and then he misses the shot to boot. Oh, man.
Yep.
Oh,
Scotty,
misses again.
What are you doing?
Scotty, no.
Scotty! Oh, man.
Scotty, get your head in the game. Come on.
Is he even, watching the screen, or is he trying to play blindfolded? Because that's unprecedented for him to miss that often. Let's see if he go. Oh, he's going for it at least. Okay, Scotty gets the glitch.
Normally you're supposed to be immobile here, so...
Yep. So you'll see some kind of messed up beam sprites after you get the suit. Now we'll see what kind of luck Ross gets. Hopefully it's better than Scotty.
Yeah, if Ross can have a good Charlie, fast patterns, and hit all the shots, then he can gain back quite a few seconds here.
Indeed. Plus now, Scotty very much is not out of the woods yet. Ross is not getting particularly fast patterns, but he didn't miss the shot, so...
Well, that was a fast pattern for the third one.
Oh, yeah. So, very first thing you did... Not a bad Charlie from Ross. So, very first thing you do after getting the suit is a somewhat involved Shine Spark chain. Scotty's got some repressed memories associated with this one. Let's see if he can work past those. Looks good. What I'm referencing is Scotty's current PB. He missed that chain and had to redo it because he missed the missile block and then slope bonked.
Yeah, the problem with that chain is if you bonk in the second room, you have to go all the way back to the first room to have that flat bit of ground you can run on. So you waste quite a few seconds.
There is a shortcut. There's a crumble block under the missile tank that takes you more or less right down to where Ross is right now. You pop out just above that. That's super. So hopefully Ross doesn't mess this up either. It's not that bad once you kind of get used to the movements, but still, yeah. It's kind of stressful just because it's a gigantic time loss if you mess it up.
Yeah, the thing that you have to remember about shine sparking is that you go back to a run if you hit a slope, but you have to be holding that direction. You can't just hold down, because then you'll just bonk on the slope.
Mm-hmm. So now
you have to move your fingers.
Yep. So now they're both just gonna head back right to the end of the game to pick up power bombs, and then they're gonna start all their backtracking. So power bombs in this game are an incredibly inconvenient item. There's some of them that are just massively out of the way and incredibly annoying to get and route in. So there's one in particular where it takes you take a giant 3-minute detour just to get this one power bomb tank. And there's nothing else you can do. You go past it twice and you can't get it because you don't have power bombs.
Yep, and you need power bombs. There's plenty of other things you can't get without them.
Yep. The joke is that you need power bombs to get more power bombs, although that's not strictly true because you need power bombs to break the glass tube. Which lets you
not
get
quite
back
getting
to
that
the rest.
swag missile though.
That's unfortunately going to cost him a fair number of style points. So, really not much going on here aside from basic movement. Scotty activating the work bot a little early there to save a second or so. Ross kind of awkwardly making his way through that room.
Yeah, if you hold a charge shot, those little floating green balls will actually not shoot lightning at you, but they also head toward you. So
yeah.
Charging and releasing the charge at the right time will make room a lot easier.
Yep, and in 100% it's not as big of a deal because you have screw attack, but if you try that in any percent, it's maybe not the best strategy. The world record for 100% in this game is 110.35 real time, and it's a 51.13 in game time, I believe. So, Paulsmore, you're probably going to see Paulsmore's message before you hear my commentary on it. So, Scotty's about to get the power bomb tank.
I think it's a sub 51. Oh yeah, there we go. Paulsmore.
Yeah, 50. Yeah, 50.13. Isn't that what did I say 51.13?
You did.
Whoops. Okay, so Scotty's going to be showing us why powerbomb management is so important during cleanup. So, Zero Mission gives you 18 power bombs in total, unlike Fusion, which gives you 74, I believe.
You will ever use.
Yep. So there's going to be plenty of spots where you would really like to use a power bomb, but you can't because you need it somewhere else. So there's going to be a nice example of that once we get back to criteria, and then that's one of the big routing choices. Big routing things between this newer route. Or I guess it's not really newer and older. It's real time and game time, I believe. So Scotty has an odd setup for the workbot room.
Oh dang! I thought I might have gotten cut off there, but he made it.
Yeah, it's always a little scary. So.
Think about those work bots, they're indestructible, yeah. So if it decides to move back and block you, you just have to wake it back up and get it to move.
Yep. So Scotty taking the mandatory refill. We need that one for power bombs. But one thing to note here is that Ross has been having more solid movement than Scotty. Scotty's been making several small movement errors throughout this section. And those are the sort of things that can add up. Oh, just as I say that, oh, Ross.
And Scotty for the glass tube.
Yep. So glass tube is a very much a real-time strategy. So we'll be looking for him to get the speed boost here. And one thing to note about glass tube is that if you miss it, you can't try it again. it's one shot and done. But Scotty gets it no problem. So hopefully we'll see Ross get it no problem as well. So one of the things about glass tube route is you don't have one of the power bomb tanks that old cleanup would have. So you kind of hunt for a power bomb drop in this room that Scotty is in. I think it's about a 25% chance if you kill all the enemies.
Luck with Scotty though.
Yeah. So now we're going to be seeing what has been affectionately termed the Ming Lee Spark,
which is a very annoying sequence of shine sparks and criteria to set up to get a power bomb tank and open the path to back to Turian.
Yep. So Ross taking it a little safe with glass tube here.
Oh no!
Can't.
Too far to the right.
Ross. Okay, so now Ross, we're going to be seeing Ross do kind of a backup. This is the intended way of getting this E-tank. So, Ross, what are you doing?
There's a couple of ways you can actually handle the backup. You can either actually do what Ross is doing, or you can also do the older style of cleanup, which I think Dragon Fangs advocates that route if you miss glass tube.
Right, because it's faster.
Now let's see if he goes for the extra power bomb tank as well. He does not. That's
Ross.
A surprise.
Going for the extra power bomb tank is something you don't do only because it doesn't let you do glass tube. So
yeah, but since he missed it,
yeah, exactly. If you miss glass tube, there's no reason not to get it.
Because then you don't have to worry about drops in this room because you just have extra power bombs.
Right, exactly. So Ross, I guess, I don't know. Ross probably not as familiar with the old cleanup as he's also fairly new to the category. Scotty missing the criteria space boost. So there's a lot of small movement errors on Scotty's side, but I don't know if those are going to be enough for Ross to catch up after the glass tube mishaps.
Yeah.
So now we're going to be seeing Ross slam into a door. Oh no. We're going to be seeing Ross do this long shine spark as well. So having an extra power bomb here lets you just destroy the power bomb blocks in the elevator room and just run right through rather than having to do this. Scotty almost missing Torian space boost. That's an awkward way of doing it, but I'm kind of surprised we're not seeing more aggressive landing strats from Scotty here. But that's okay. It's not a big deal at all. That looked dangerously low for Ross.
But it's alright. He's up there, he's got the blocks, and he's got the power bomb tank.
Yep. Good going, Ross. So now Ross is going to be going down into Torian as well. And Scotty's going to be making his way back into Crate. Ross also missing the criteria space boost. So Crate cleanup with this route is fairly straightforward. There's only 3 items to get. There's another variation of the route you can do where you clean up most of Crate late, but that involves the horizontal bomb jump across the acid, so you really don't see that one all that often. It's no faster for real time, and it's significantly harder. So
definitely looks cool though.
Yep. Gets you it does save you a lot of in-game time, and it does gain you significantly more style points.
Alright, Ross setting up for the Turian space boost.
So this looks good. I mean,
no problem.
Yep, Turian space boost is really pretty lenient. Scotty with all of the this could have been actually pretty close if Ross had not missed class 2 because of how many small movement errors Scotty is making right now. So Scotty's got everything in criteria, so he's going to head back to Norfair now.
There's a convenient hidden passage in the save room here.
Yep. So now Ross is going to be heading down into Kraid. That's the one. Did I say Kraid too? Oh man.
Starts with the same sound. It's all good.
Yeah, whatever. So now Ross is going to be cleaning up Kraid, and Scotty's going to. Scotty kind of messing that up a little bit. So Ross getting this, no problem. That's always good to see. If you mess that up, and I expect we'll be seeing Norfair space boost for Scotty here.
Indeed, we are. There he goes.
Goes for it. He's home free at this point.
The alternative is to take a Shine Spark through that room, which is a bit slower and doesn't look quite as cool.
Yeah, it's about 3 seconds slower, I believe, because you skip the wind. Space boosting moves a little slower than Shine Sparking, but you skip a wind up and a bonk animation. So. Yep, Ross is losing because 4th try, speed jump, glass tube, and Scotty's like really, really good at the game. Like, do not let his 19th seed fool you.
No, not at all.
Nope.
Well, that said, like you mentioned, Ross has been having pretty good movement in this section. Even better, Scotty's been having a bit of a rougher time with his. But unfortunately, Ross has made a couple of costly mistakes, and that's put him far back enough right now that he's going to have to work real hard, and Scotty's going to have to drop the ball a few times in order to make up a lot of that time.
Yeah. I mean, at this point, the majority of the hard tricks are behind us here. I wonder what we'll see Ross do here.
You want to push Shine Spark?
Plays it safe. I can't really blame him for that.
Yeah, because if you mess up the Shine Spark and the Space Boost, going through this room normally is extremely slow.
Yeah. And the Norfair Space Boost is one of those things that it only saves about 3 seconds, so if you mess it up, you're losing all the time you would have gained. So if you're not close to 100% consistent with it, do not worry about going for it, just do the Shine Spark.
Yeah.
So Scotty going for the smaller Norfair Space Boost, which he gets no problem. Ross probably going to spark back across.
Indeed he does.
Yep, that's very reasonable. That's only about half a second slower than space boosting. And that's because you don't have to walk to set up that spark, you just can kind of go immediately. So now we'll be seeing Scotty go for a missile packing criteria here. Important to note that neither of the runners got a power bomb drop.
Yeah, they don't need them, but that gives you the chance to save some time in a couple of spots if you get some power bomb drops.
Yeah, plus it gives you a little more leeway just in case you misplace one of your power bombs, because we're going to be using every single one of these power bombs we get before we go to our next power bomb pack. So Scotty needs every one of those 3. If he misplaces one, he is losing a lot of time.
Yeah, because the Space Pirates are stingy group of jerks, and they don't drop anything at all. So if you misplace a power bomb, you have to go find a save room.
Yep, and there's not a save room in a convenient location from where Scotty is. Well, I mean, there is, but you have to go well past this location to get the power bomb tank. Ross gets the space boost, no problem. Always nice to see. And then he's going to be going for the missile pack. And Scotty dropping a space jump. Again, those small errors are going to add up for Scotty.
One of the things about Zero Mission is that the controls are very tight, but it's very timing based. A lot of times you'd think for space jump you can just mash the jump button, but if you do that, it's not going to be very clean. You have to time the jumps in order to get the optimal space jumping.
Yep, space jumping in Zero Mission is significantly easier than space jumping in other Metroid games. However, it still has a cooldown period, so if you just mash at the wrong speed, it's not going to work out. So Scotty's got the way out of the way powerbomb tank. This whole detour was just to get that tank, really.
But now that he has it, just has to go get the last few items and then head straight toward Mecha Ridley.
Now he's going to be going. He's going to be retracing his steps back towards where he first got power bombs. So, and then he's going to be taking a small detour before he gets back there, but there's a couple more items left to get. But at this point, there's not much left. There's one trick left that could cause a serious time loss for Scotty, but even that I don't think is, unless he messes it up multiple times, I don't think it's enough time for Ross to catch up.
Yeah, you're talking about the space jump for the final energy tank, and that's Scotty. I'm pretty sure he's gotten it first try every time in a race, at least the ones I've watched.
Yeah, Scotty's very consistent with it, so I wouldn't expect him to mess it up, but it's a possibility, and at this point I think that's really the only major thing that can go wrong for Scotty.
Or possibly messing up the ball spark during the escape.
Yeah, Scotty might opt to try and be fancy and go for the space boost. I'm not sure if he's paying attention to how the race is going. If he is, obviously he's going to know he's fairly far in the lead.
Honestly, it wouldn't surprise if he does go for that space boost, though, because I think last time he was going to, but then he got distracted and forgot.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a stupid strat that saves, at best, a third of a second, so it's prime material for Scotty to go for. So, those are the last two tricks for Scotty. Ross is pretty home free as well. He's only got those same two tricks left. So, cleaner movement could make up a few seconds for Ross here, but they are far more than just a few seconds apart. Oh, Scotty could get the map. I don't think he's going to. Yeah, he doesn't. Oh, but he does miss the space boost, so that's a small thing. Though that's not enough for Ross to catch up at this point.
Speaking of which, the powerbomb tank that Ross is getting now is the one that we were referring to when we talked about the one that is often grabbed if you miss glass 2.
Yes. If I were Ross, I would have definitely grabbed that earlier. But that's all right.
A lot of people have a little differences in the way they run, and that's part of what makes the races interesting.
Mm-hmm. So Scotty's got 99% right now. He's going to be, heading back up towards where he first got the power bombs, and then he's going to probably do space jump E-Tank and then go fight Mecha Ridley. And you saw he missed the jump up into that missile block. It's just small things at this point. It's really all there is left.
Doesn't do the charge beam strat to break those last couple of blocks.
No need to.
Power bombs.
So if you have extra power bombs, there's a few rooms you can use them on through here to save, a couple of seconds at most. So Scotty and Ross actually don't have them, so they're not going to be seeing any of those strats today. So
yeah, those extra powerbomb strats are things where just basically, if you can do them, great, but you should never count on it, because power bombs are some of the least common drops you'll see in this game.
Yep, powerbomb drops are very uncommon. And now we'll probably see Scotty go for space jump E-Tank here. Yeah, Fully expected. Fully expected, Scotty. What are you doing? Okay. All right, and yeah, he's got it. That's pretty much the nail in the coffin for Ross at this point. There's
quick little important thing to note about that space jump that a lot of folks doing it casually have trouble with is while you're space jumping there, you don't need to be holding right, because if Scotty had been holding right, he would have grabbed that platform that had the tripwire, and that would have been definitely a lot more troublesome.
Yeah, that would have. If you grab the platform, you can clearly, you can accidentally climb up into the tripwire and trigger it that way.
Younger me definitely did that a few times.
Yeah, I've done that a few times as well. So Scotty, maybe not having the cleanest mecha fight, but it's certainly not the worst one I've seen.
Yep, and we definitely took more than 6 supers, so Scotty confirmed having the 100%. Let's see him go for the bomb door. He has an alternate strat. Doesn't save as much time as door bomb, it seems, but it saves a little bit over just standing in front of the door. Yeah.
So even if Scotty misses escape spark, you know, that's.
I'm definitely curious to see if he goes for the space boost though.
I would expect him to if he's paying attention to how the race is going. I would expect him to. So, Ross, missing space jump E-tank, and also dropping a few frames here. So,
gets the shine break and gets the shot set up.
Yep. So
he's going for it.
There we go.
He's going for it.
Scotty goes for escape base boost. I don't actually know what optimal escape space boost looks like, so I can't say if he saved the full third of a second.
I don't know, but he definitely looked cool.
Okay, Scotty finishes with a 1:12.12. And that's actually, let me check, the SRL time is 1:12.15. So,
which is a race personal best for Scotty, so nicely done.
Yep, that's a pretty strong race time from Scotty. So, what happened to Ross? Fourth try speed jump and missed glass tube were the big things.
And then the backup for glass tube, he had to do it a second time.
Oh, yes, that's right.
It's unfortunate, because Ross had really good movement for that entire section after Charlie. Just those couple of tricks just really lost him a lot of time.
Yep. He did the very safe strat and was too far to the right on his Shine Spark. That is what happened. So, let me take a look at the bracket here. I just want to see. I think that's the third best time of the tournament from Scotty. Looks like.
Scotty, congratulations.
Thank you.
Yes, decent run. Are you happy with it?
Yeah, about a minute behind.
Yeah, I think scanning the times, I think that's the third best time anyone's posted in the tournament so far.
Not bad.
So. Not too shabby as far as race results go.
Yeah.
And as a quick aside, Ross getting the shine break and sitting up for probably just the ball spark. There we go.
Yeah. Yep. So what were you paying attention to how the race was going, Scotty?
Only during like cutscenes and such.
Ah, okay. Is that what made you decide to do escape space boost?
No, I would have done that anyway.
Classic.
Alright, and Ross finishing up with an SRL time of 1:14.30.
And Ross with his famous comments on his races. So, any other? Actually, who are you going to be facing next, Scotty?
Mickey
Facing Mickey. How do you feel about that?
I feel alright about it. What's his PB? Like a 113 something, right?
Yeah, it's like a mid 113, I think.
Alright, yeah, I don't feel too bad about that.
And I think we've got Ross in here as well.
Yes, he is.
Yep.
Hello.
Hello, Ross.
Hello,
Hey,
Ross.
Ross.
What do you have to say for yourself?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well
Okay.
said. Well said.
I can certainly understand where you're coming from with that one.
It was, I was hard pressed to keep up with Scotty, and I already knew that my chances of winning was done when I failed the first speed jump.
Yeah.
And I don't know, nerves, you know.
Yep. Yep.
It's the first 2 speed jumps were early. The last 2 speed jumps were late.
Yeah, looking at your comment, what happened there?
Yeah, that was.
Um,
How did that glass tube make you feel?
I wanted to catch up, so I wanted to do the diagonal shine spark, but at the same time, I wanted to do it as fast as I could. So I was like 1 block to the right and missed it completely. And I don't usually go for the power bomb to the right of the glass tube room because I usually forget that I already picked it up and revisit it.
Okay. I
That's
see.
the biggest reason why I do that.
Yeah, I figured you were listening, as
Yeah.
you usually do.
It has a lot to do with, you know how they say when you speedrun, you don't really memorize or do rooms room by room. You kind of memorize the route, and any deviations from the route if you're on autopilot would just be pretty bad, I guess.
Yeah, for sure. Especially in a race scenario.
I had a really, I think I had a really clean. My first major mistake was the criteria button was super. Even then, I thought it was all right because I could make it up somewhere else.
Yeah, you did. I think you did make up some time on Scotty during post-suitless. Everything after that, really.
It was generally really clean.
On movement. If you ignore the major mistakes, I think you made up some time on Scotty.
Yeah, I had a pretty bad suitless in Charlie.
No, I meant not suitless. I meant like everything, like after suitless.
Post-suitless. Sorry, I didn't catch that.
Yeah, no, I think Ross had generally cleaner movement there, but unfortunately the major mistakes were just too numerous.
This is Scotty's revenge for my constant comments of missing the 110 by missing the missile block. Definitely excited to see Scotty progress and grow in this category. Give Eagle a run for his money. Eagle, the king of GBA Metroid, is finally getting some competition here. And I hope it's Scotty versus Eagle in the finals.
And now we see Ross engaging in some psychological warfare to try and make Scotty nervous.
It's usually Eagle falls more. Eagle falls. So Fusion was that way. Any percent zero mission was that way.
No, anything other than
something different.
Same. There's a lot. There's
almost funny that
Scotty and Paulsmore in the finals.
I would be excited. I was excited to go up against Paulsmore again if that happens.
Let's see. You would have to beat Mickey, and then either me, JRP, or Dragon Fangs. So it's very possible.
I did manage to do Imago Spark and Money Spark. I think I'm going to make those two my signature moves from now on. I've learned how to do Money Spark very consistently. And as you guys might already know, Imago Spark is like nothing to me now. I might make that my trademark. I don't know. I've done it in the race. Yeah, I did.
Oh, nice.
I think Scotty was busy messing up or something that they caught both the commentators' attention that they forgot to see the beautiful money spark.
Oh, I got
we
it.
caught
No,
it.
no, I caught the money spark. I caught the money spark. Yeah, it was just like, oh, Ross did something good. Ross did something good. Oh, wait, Scotty did something. Oh, Ross did something. Oh, Scotty got
It
something.
was pretty wild for a while there, and Scotty also getting the criteria JBJ to get the super.
Always.
Yeah.
It was a bit sloppy though.
Yeah, hey, it worked.
Yeah, it
Oh
worked.
yeah, and double missiles on the worm. It's like,
Yeah, Ross had a pretty significant lead early on.
Oh yeah,
Although, Ross,
that Brimstar
Ross,
was awful.
you didn't see Ross's drop look though.
oh yeah,
man.
I lost 10 seconds off of my PB on just drops. I had to farm the pipe bugs after the E-tank just before acid worm 3 times because I didn't have enough missiles.
Yeah.
The triple farm, rarely
Yeah.
seen.
And I almost got that 2-round crit. I'm working on that. It was close.
Mhm.
I think
Neither
it
of
was
them
only
got
one
2
missile.
rounds,
It's
so-
like,
No, that was Scotty. Scotty missed it by 1 missile. Ross had a slightly longer one, but
Yeah, mine was like 2 missiles off or something.
yeah. Still, though, neither of you fell down, so that's always good to see.
Mhm.
But yeah, I'm really excited for the conclusion of this tournament.
Yeah, there
oh,
are,
absolutely.
There are a lot of good matches on the docket.
Eagle has not been posting times close to his PB, so anyone with a 112 or better PB could give him a challenge.
I mean, he put up a 111.26 in the race I had against him.
I
so-
mean, well, he it's you. I
Yeah.
think he just wanted to send you a message or something.
Put his
But I don't
foot
know,
down
you know,
real
yeah.
hard.
yeah,
Anything can happen.
yeah, it is like really,
The smallest mistakes can cost a lot of time in this game.
yeah, really anyone left in this tournament could theoretically, obviously Eagle is still by far the favorite, but you know, there's several people left who are still perfectly capable of knocking him out if he has an off day.
Oh, absolutely.
Mhm.
I do kind of want to see Paulsmore versus Eagle, and Paulsmore trash talking before the race is over.
Because we all know how well that works out for him.
So I think it was after Charlie fight, Paulsmore was significantly ahead of Eagle, and he goes, "Sub Eagle is free," and Eagle I think took offense to that or something, and played like a god and came back and beat Paulsmore. It was the funniest thing.
It's not all that often that Eagle leaves comments in his races, but there was definitely a sub Paulsmore is free comment in that one.
The takeaway is that no matter what happens, that pretty much all the races we have left are going to be really good races.
Yes,
I sure hope so.
I'm very excited for the conclusion of this tourney. So looks like the next matches to be scheduled are Eagle and Paulsmore, Scotty and Mickey, and JRP and Dragonfangs.
I believe JRP and Dragonfangs have theirs scheduled for Wednesday, but I don't know if that was finalized.
It's
I
not,
don't
it's
think
not
it
on the
was.
schedule yet. But I think
Yeah, I
they're
don't see it on the schedule.
Yeah, they're talking about sometime in the middle of this week, so be on the lookout for that.
For sure. And then I think Eagle and Paulsmore were waiting until losers had progressed a little further.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So. All right. So I think next up actually is on the stream. Next up, there's a link to the past randomizer at 5:30, which is in about an hour. And unless one of you guys has some last words, I don't think I have anything further to say.
Petition for triple elimination.
Redemption bracket.
I think it's a little bit late for that now.
Yeah, I would have started that petition before the tournament starts myself, but you know. Right. So I think that's I think that's everything we have for you right now. So hopefully you guys enjoyed watching that race, and we'll see you back here in an hour for Link to the Past, and me personally will see you back here next time this is Zero Mission Race.
That's right.
So, farewell, everybody.
Congrats to Scotty, thanks Ross, thanks to everyone for watching, and as always, thanks to Feasel for keeping everything running behind the scenes. Have a good one, everybody.